Shri Anil K. Anthony ji, National Secretary and National Spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Dr. Surabh Pandey ji, Director, Indian Think Council, and Professor Harshvardhan ji, and Dr. P.M. Patel ji, Registrar, Gujarat University, distinguished friends and students and media personals. Today we are very lucky. Our Honorable Prime Minister is the most popular, the leader of the world. Perhaps you might have seen it. And also lucky, today he in launching the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra through a visual format. And of course, I could not join from my state, but I joined from Gujarat virtually. And that's clearly targeted by 2047. India should be the supreme power. India should be the knowledge nation and Brishya Guru. And these are all, we have to start right from now. And the participation of each and every citizen in the form of Jana Andolan. So with these few words, warm greeting to all of you. And cultural economy, perhaps you have discourse in full length, is defined as the people, enterprises, and communities that transform cultural skill, knowledge, and innovative idea into economically productive goods and services. Further, cultural traits and develop social capital in the population, and culture is defined as society's belief and value system. We believe that Indian culture is the heritage of social norms and technologies that oriented in or associated with the ethno-linguistically diverse. Sometimes we say that India is a land of diversity, and many people say that diversity cannot form unity. But there are many sayings that diversity, unity among the diversity, we create like this and we make a slogan like this. But very easily we can give an example. Perhaps you might have enjoyed the film of James Bond, Diamonds Are Forever. The faces of the diamond, how is it? These are all different faces of the diamond. But if you keep in the golden ring symmetrically, is forever. So diversity is forever. Diversity is the strength of the country. If we could analyze in a positive way, nobody can challenge. It's a wealth. We have more than 500 languages. So much of rich in our culture, so much of rich in our linguistic diversity. That is the wealth of the nation, wealth of the country, Bharat. Indians generally place high value on harmony and unity with others and form a unified and interdependent community. Characteristics of Indian culture is encouraging moral qualities as well as attitude of charity, simplicity, and frugalities. Sometimes, though I'm a man coming from non-Hindi speaking area, we always heard about the Kalyan. What is the Kalyan? And whatever action under Prime Minister Modi ji right from 2014 till today is all Kalyans. Not only our country, but also to our friendly neighboring country, as well as our the Mitra friends, even those countries who are against to us. But if there is any disasters, we are always in the forefront to help and to make kalyan to those, the suffering peoples. Even the Sri Lanka, we are the only forefront to help the people. So these are our culture, and it cannot be duplicated by other country. This is the heritage, ethnic heritage of the Bharat. India is blessed with rich and diverse natural, historic, cultural, spiritual resources. Millions of tourists from the domestic and international places come to India to experience its spiritual prowess and Indian heritage. India, being a land of many religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, and Sufism, have center of pilgrimage for various faiths since ages, and these have immensely contributed to the development of Indian heritage value. In fact, religion, spirituality, and heritage are common motivation for travel, leading to development of places of pilgrimage and heritage. Proper development in these centers leads to the development of cities, providing livelihood to millions of people, boosting economy of the place, state, and the country. Very recently, I back from Kuala Lumpur. There was a rock cave, the cave of the limestone, cavern is there. The Indian communities, they make it a place of the worship in Kuala Lumpur. Then I was astonished how these flowers are coming for offering to the deities. Then the seller told me that, sir, for every morning by a special flight, all these flowers are coming from South India. It's a religious place, and our heritage and our culture, the flowers, the varieties of flowers are not seen in Kuala Lumpur, but it is seen in the Indian subcontinent, and also they sent it to India. It gives a tremendous economic the flow by selling the flower. In a sense, by that religion, by that culture, we are generating our economy also. A fine example in this regard, we are proud of it also, Nalanda University, which lasted almost continually for 800 years, from the 5th to 12th century. It was a completely residential university, believed to have 2,000 teachers and more than 10,000 students. The profound knowledge of Nalanda's teachers attracts scholars from places and distance as China, Korea, Japan, Tibet, Mongolia, Turkey, Sri Lanka, and Southeast Asia. Our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, mooted the idea of reviving the ancient Nalanda University in 2006 as the hallmark of the ancient Nalanda, where its diversity and knowledge ecosystem thriving on shared creation of a new knowledge and an international outlook, the same essence has been kept for the new Nalanda University set up in 2010. This new Nalanda is a SAC university, is an Asian university. Of course, interestingly, most of the respected the person sitting in the dais might have the experience. If you visit to the Southeast Asia, I wonder, the artifacts of our religions and beliefs is more accumulated either in Cambodia, Laos, or Thailand. And then from my own country, I saw their national museums, the big idols of Garuda, Narayan, and so on and so forth. If you go to the Laos again, Cambodia again, along the Mekong River, you will find even the range's name as Linga Parbat. And through that, all the excavation of the nearby of that Linga Parbat, excavation by the archaeological survey with Indian archaeology, they found all kinds of linga. And these are all influenced by Indian culture. And so we should be proud of it, and we should make ourselves as a revibrant of those, the cultural, ideas and symptoms. Thus, the historical attempt has been made to revive the university after a gap of about 800 years. Culture, tradition, and heritage are big attractions of tourism globally. India is blessed with an extra attraction of pilgrimage and tirthasthan, to which is beyond the spirit of tourism. Culture and pilgrimage generated tourism contribute a lot to the national economy and strengthen our global soft power. Our country is full of miracles, monuments, mysteries, and marvel of historical facts, ancient wisdom, Vedic sciences, and vibrant places all across to attract and inspire the world. Indian culture in the ethno-linguistically diverse India is the heritage of social norms, values, traditions, economies, and technologies. This also applied beyond India to countries and culture whose histories and present ethnic practices are deeply rooted and connected to India by influence of Indian rulers, spiritual followers, and disciples, immigration or colonization, particularly in South Asia and Southeast Asia. India's languages, religions, temples, and pilgrimage, philosophy, family life, clothing, festival, dance, music, literature, school of thoughts, scripture, epic stories, architecture, art, cuisines, and customs are rich source of large Indian economy and GDP. Indian culture is a combination of several cultures and influenced by history and philosophy that is several millennia, all preserved in our temples, shrines, archaeological sites, sculpture, and family practices of larger Indian communities. The term of soft power is not new to our nation, which led the world once through its academic excellence, spiritual guidance, life sciences, and dharma. Cultural diplomacy had always been there in Bharat, which is evident today with the geographical presence of diaspora, followers of sects and belief oriented in India, and their Indian practices prevalent in ancient and present India. As I have cited earlier also, if you visit to Southeast Asia, even the name of the personality of different faith, they are keeping Indian Sanskrit name. Though by conversion or by born, maybe another religions, but his or her name is always related with Sanskrit. No economy devoid of the religious and spiritual pursuit and the cultural values of the region can grow sustainably. Materialism or spiritualism or culture alone is not capable of thriving unless they coexist in a system of good governance. While economics is indicative of the prevailing conflicts of the capitalist or aspiring to be capitalist society and its overall business and trade activities. Spirituality deals with something that is sacred and possesses the power to heal and guide for righteousness according to appropriate dharma of the religious practices. Cultural economy or religious economy recognizes the values that both economics and dharma lend each other, while religion and spirituality is the guiding force of any noble society. In every walks of life, culture and tradition are the reflection of beliefs, behaviors, and values deeply inherited in the society and prevail as such to be recognized as identity and inspirations. Tourism is not new to this country, as pilgrimage is an integral part of our traditions and civilizational value. Tirthasthan is deeply rooted in Sanatan Dharma, leading to an undisclosed vast circular economy covering aspects of logistic and settlement, trade and commerce, entrepreneurship, food supply and employment, etc. Kumbh is the biggest example of such traditions. And in modern research process also, one of my teachers, of course he is the guide of my PhD also, he was awarded Commonwealth Scholarship and he has to conduct his research in Auckland University of New Zealand. His topic was how Indian peoples are accumulated in those Southeast Asian countries. He traced first is that the Britishers carried forcibly our Indian peoples as a forced labor or planter or graziers in those island countries. Ultimately what happened, quite a centuries old, our Indian peoples are habituated our food habits and the tastes of our food. So they cannot enjoy their life even if they are confined in island. They need the Indian food, spices or aroma and all these things. Then people started to send to them and personally gone them and meet them. Ultimately, our food system, our diet habit has also been restored in that area. This is a wonderful thing. That was his finding. In view of the importance in 2014 and 15, our government launched Prasad, perhaps all of us well aware and might have discussed in the many sessions, scheme which provide for infrastructure development at the important pilgrimage and heritage destination cities in an inclusive, integrated and sustainable manner that focuses on livelihood, skill, cleanliness, security, accessibility and service delivery. These are some of our inherent attitude of our Indians, Bharatbasi. So we are always with that attitude. Just I mentioned about the Kailians. So secrecy taking bath in the Ganga, and spirituality, prayer to the God, and all these things are associated with us. And by this, the nature and attitude or habit or culture of our people, if we transform to economic activities or entrepreneurs or any kind of industrial products with our spiritual value, and that nobody can compete in this, the whole world. So we should understand, we should make it revibrate, and we should imbibe ourselves with our all those as all our character and behaviors and trust and belief should be transformed or encased into the present economic forms. And that's why I would also share the information as our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji very frequently talked to us and saying that India's ancient culture, how we lost our wisdoms, that was the foreign invasions. Perhaps you know, during his time, we are able to revibrate the Kasinath. And also under our Dharmendra Pradhanji, the education minister, we are linking with the Tamil Sangam, with the Vishwanath. And I also feel that Madras or Tamil or South India is a different kind of beliefs. I thought like that. When I saw our Krishna here in UP is a bluish, but if I saw it in the Tamil area, it's a totally black. And I thought that this is not Krishna. But the belief and the worship pattern is more higher degree in the South India. And perhaps our Prime Minister said that even the language of the Tamil is the oldest language in the world. And so, again, we were in this later stage, again, we were again destroyed the human spirit and wisdom by the Britishers. Earlier, they destroyed our all the civilizational imprint and buildings, temple, everything destroyed. Second one, destroyed the human resources. They train our people to be used as their servant. And that's why our Prime Minister says that based on our ancient wisdom and culture, we have to remove from our mindset, the colonial mindset should be thrown out, and you have to think originally based on our wisdom, then we will lead this world. That is the only thing. That's why we are again recreating to be a real Bharat. For tapping the potential of pilgrimage tourism, there is a need for holistic development of the selected pilgrimage destination by the government along with the occupation of other stakeholders. The Prasad scheme aims at paving the way for the development and promotion of religious tourism in India. Thus, the scheme like Prasad, government is developing the infrastructure of religious places. This boosts the local economy by creating market for a local product as well as generating employment. Perhaps you might have well aware that our Prime Minister, even the toy, we have to revibrate our own indigenous toys. And sometimes people say that during the Deepavali or your Rakshi Bandhans, all products were imported from our northern country. Huge crores of rupees was spent only for, sometimes some of my friends cut a joke like this. The prayer songs, you can buy it from Chandani market, and that was made in China. Even our, the worshipping mantras are sent from China. So it's a sample So New India, Naya Bharat, we should remove all these things. Not only China, everything should be removed. We should start with our own originality. So with this process, I really appreciate the Indian Think Council, they initiated. So I'm happy to note that Indian Think Council, which was started as a nationalist policy research organization 10 years ago, is now striving to ensure dialogue and study on public policy and governance, and is now ranked 70 globally as a think tank by the TTCSP from Pennsylvania University. I'm also happy to note that the India Think Tank Council is organizing the following 7 international dialogues in India every year. Cultural Economic Conclave, of course, luckily I also able to join it today. Kumbh Conclave, Awadha Mithila Summit, International Auditor Summit, CCP-CG Lecture Series, Sangam Sambha, and International Temple Convention and Expo. At last, I thank the team of India Think Council and Gujarat University for organizing this cultural economy successfully. And at the end, once again, I would like to appeal humbly. Our nation, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, we are hoping 2047, 100 years of Indian independence, with a promise to build India, Brishaguru, and developed country, and strong nation. I have a full confidence. I have a full confidence with all of you, including myself and my friend in the dais. We will take the responsibility to achieve the aspiration of the nation. Lastly, I am very much happy to launch the DB card under this Gujarat University. So it's a very lucky day for me. Thank you. Jai Hind.